This artwork has been supplied to me free of charge from Fanhome.com. Please pop along to their website and see all of the other build-up artworks that they have to offer, as well as other collections of collectible things. I would like to thank Fanhome for providing me with the artwork so I can produce these videos for your enjoyment and educational needs. If you'd like to build one of your own, pop along to fanhome.com. They're available in many countries worldwide. If you do want to build one, leave a note in the comments to let me know how you're getting on. So thank you once more to Fanhome for providing me with this kit. I hope you enjoy the build. Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and a special welcome to the start of a new series, building the legendary Kitt from the series Knight Rider, obviously from Knight Rider. It's Kitt, it's building Kitt. This is a new artwork just released by Fanhome in the UK, and they very kindly are sending me the entire kit for me to build and film for your pleasure, and for my pleasure as well, but mainly for your pleasure. Well, there's more of you than there is of me, so there's more pleasure on your side of the bench, but this is something special for me. Knight Rider, I remember very fondly as a series in the 80s, and yeah, Kitt the car was just an amazing thing back then. I mean, now things talk to us all the time, but it didn't happen then. That was, you know, a car talking to somebody. That's just crazy talk. But yes, this is building Kitt. It's a artwork. What more can you say, really? In the first issue, we've got things. Look, there's a huge bonnet again, just like you get in a lot of these artworks. They seem to start off with the bonnet for some reason. I don't know why. They start off with a bonnet and then you don't do anything with it for a long time, or the hood for my American friends. So let's have a look through the magazine. Now, there's lots of information in here, and I've got quite a lot of interest in reading the words in this one. If you follow any of my other build series, you'll be well aware that I often don't read the words, but it's quite big print, and I might in fact find out some things that I didn't know. I remember the watch. That's great. So yes, Knight Industries Technology 2000, because 3000 was the new series that's not so good, but yeah. So this is it. Cars don't get old. Like fine wines, they become classics. Yeah, so there you go. It was sleek, shiny, it was lovely. Yeah. The red light is a scanner enabling Kitt to see, apparently. But it just looks very cool, doesn't it? Dashboard, it just screams. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm very excited to be building this. So many thanks to Fanhome for enabling me to be able to do this. Right. It looks like, is that Man and Machine? Is that one of the series? No, I think that's just the title for the thing. In the first episode, obviously, Michael Long gets shot, and Michael Knight is reborn and gets a car that talks to him. But yeah, it's car. That's the evil version of Kitt. Car. I can't remember what it stood for, but I'm sure we'll find out as the series goes on. Super Pursuit mode introduced in the 4th season. And that finished it. That was only 4 seasons. So, building your kit. We'll come back and have a look at the rest of the magazine first. As ever, I'll put the picture-in-picture up in the corner so you can see the build stages as I get on with it. Let me move this out of the way and manoeuvre things around a little bit. The other bit that didn't fit when I had that up there is the inside of the hood. So, yeah, let's get things sorted and we'll see exactly what it is we're going to be doing this week. Okay, so the parts supplied, a screwdriver, which is functional but a bit rubbish. It's a little bit different to the other ones. It's got a slightly smaller head. So I shall add that to my pile of growing screwdrivers. Might well use it. Might well use my own screwdriver that I have for other part works. We'll see how it goes. I'm very pleased to say that they've got the screw labelling correct again. We've got AP, AM, BM, CM and DM. The M denotes that it's going into metal. The P goes into plastic. And basically, they just come in little individual bags. I shall be saving up extra screws as the build progresses and using them for nothing at all. Probably they'll just build up in the stash. But keep them separate. If you're doing more than one build, keep them separate as well. Because although this is the AP screws, there's also AP for, you know, Iron Man and the Enterprise and everything else, but they're all different. They've all got their own ideas as to what things should be. Right, now it says to start the assembly with this bit by bending it. So that is one of the trickier things to do. at the start of a build. It gives you something out the gate that's a little bit tricky. So the way I think I'm going to approach this is with a metal rule and another flat surface. This is a bit, it's lovely for doing shiny parts on, but it gives too much to get a good bend going on. So what I am going to do, it shows it being built along the center line to a 90 degree, but it's not really the center line. It's sort of just, there is actually a fold in it, if you can just about make out that. So it does give you an idea as to where you've got to go. It doesn't say which way you're going to bend it. I'm going to bend it upwards from that. So basically what I need to do is put it over that and bend it down. So what I'm going to do is roll this out of the way a bit. So I've got a proper hard mat under there. I can put, that's not heavy enough. I shall put one of my X-Wing weights on there just to keep that out of the way while we do some of this. So I shall put that down. Actually, no, I'm going to go that way because I can then see what I'm doing. Hopefully you can still see what I'm doing. Basically just going to put that somehow. It's tricky getting everything organised to do and to film. So if I get that under there up to that ridge, I can actually feel where the ridge is because the metal rule will fall into it. And then I can bend that up along it. And that feels like that's working. It's not difficult to bend. As you can see, I've got a start to it there. It's not difficult to bend. The difficult bit is going to be getting it to go straight. So I'm actually going to go the other way around because I want to keep that bit very, very flat. This bit doesn't have to be quite so important because this is the bit that holds it, not the bit that you can see. So there we go. Looking at that straight down like you are on the camera, you can't see it anymore because it's bent. And that's that there. Shadows are reflecting and saying it's different to how it actually is, but that looks just like it does it in the picture. So I'm happy with that. Let me move that back out of the way. Move that back out of the way. So yeah, we've got that going down on there. It looks strange because the holes aren't straight. They're actually at an angle. But that's gone along that fold, so I'm happy with that. So that is being fitted onto here. So it says put it through from that side, but these bits are wider than that. So I'm actually going to go up from the inside first. And that will go in place just like that. And it's held in place with 3 AP screws. I know it's AP screws because we're going into plastic. So I'm going to get just 3 of those out. If you're new to my builds, or any of the builds in the series really, whenever you're putting in more than one screw into a piece, it's always a good idea to put them in, say all at once. I don't mean do them all at once. I mean do them all at once. Do them one at a time, but don't tighten down the first one until everything is in. Because if you get the first one tightened down, you might not have it quite lined up right. And if things are off by even a little bit, then you might get the next one in, but you probably won't get the last one lined up and in place. So now I've got all 3, they're all lined up in there. Then you can go and tighten them all up and make sure they're nice and secure. There we go. Being careful of the metal bit that obviously is now sticking through the other side, because we bent it to make it that shape. Go, that's that, and that one. Don't need to do it too tight, just tight enough. It's just about right. So there we go, that's that grill now sticking up through there. Fair enough. Right, next up we've got this piece to put just down here. I don't know what it is. It will tell me if I look it up. It's part 1L, which is the hood lock. So yeah, does it have a direction? It doesn't. It seems to be the same in both directions. So that just has to pop in there, push in place, And that holds that in place. Not a problem. No glue required, no screws, no anything. We're just going to be doing that. So next up we have part 1C, which looks like that. It's the only other bit that I've got that looks even vaguely like that. We need the AP screws for that again, because we're putting it into plastic. So 2 more of those will escape out of the bag. And this is going, this is the hood lock. It goes on the underside. So we've actually turned this over. That then goes under there. So it does fix onto those 2 holes up there. That way round. That way round. It's definitely that way round, I think. I think it's definitely that way. So we'll put that in there. Once again, I'm just going to put in one. Yeah, looking ahead at the other pictures in step 6, it definitely shows that as being the way round that I have it. So that's good news. One of those in and another one in, making sure it all lines up and fits where it should. There we go, tighten them down. That is that. And next up, the air intake. That's that way round, and that's that way round. The first metal part to go in place. Is it that way round? Yeah, that fits better over that piece that we've just put in there. So the first metal piece, it's not, because the other bit was metal, wasn't it? Or is it that way round? I think it's that way round, actually. Yeah, that's the way around it fits. It doesn't fit the other way round. So that goes in there and doesn't actually hold in place. Just fits over the pins. But that gives us that air intake grill look. Next up, we need not those parts. We need the big metal bit, which is why we have this soft mat down to put things on. So that's going that way around. This is going on there like that. These bits obviously are going to hold that air intake in place. Yeah, it won't hold in place if I let go of it. So let's do it the other way up, shall we? We'll put that way. We'll put that over the top that way. Now, obviously, this is big metal and shiny. So I will be removing fingerprints from it before it gets put away. But for now, that will sit on there like that. We need the AM screws, and we have 6 of them to put in place. 1 on each corner, and 1 in the middle of each bit. Yep, I can see where they will go. How many did I get out there? 4. 2 more then, thank you. It looks like that should leave me a couple of those spare. Maybe one of them gets used, maybe not. We'll find out as the time goes by. So again, this time we're going into metal, so we can be a little bit more forceful, but still make sure they all go in before you tighten down even the first one. One at a time. You can't put them all in at once. That won't work. Go over there. And over there. That one. And that one. I really should. I'm going to come back and tighten them up using the supplied screwdriver to make sure everything fits and it all works as it should. So let's come in and tighten those up. Feels good. I like that. That's nice and secure. Nice and tight. There we go. It says when assembling the hood on a flat surface, place it on a cloth to protect the outer side from damage and scratches. Yes, use some sort of mat or cloth, obviously, to still don't slide it around on it, because if you get a little bit of metal or something onto the surface, then that's going to cause you just as many problems as if you were doing it on something else. So bear in mind what you're doing and try not to scratch it up, because you don't want a big, nasty scratch across the entire front of the car. It wouldn't look good at all. So that's gone on there. I'm happy with that. That comes in, it fits and looks, and it's shiny. Good. Right, next up, we are still working over this bit. What have we got? The BM screws. It looks like we're not putting a part in, we're just putting in some more screws into there. So 2 of the BM screws. Nice that they've divided that up to show you exactly what you've got to do, how you've got to do it. The screwdriver they supply is in fact magnetic as well, so that works well. Get one in there. One over there, tighten both of those down. But I realised that these were just going in without holding another part in place. I probably would have put them in before tightening down the first lot as well, but it's fine, it's all good. I'll make sure that that's all good and secure anyway. Right, that with some DM screws, 2 of those. The picture is the other way up, but I'm not going to turn it around again because I'd rather work with it over this side, to be honest. This is the hood hinge base, and let's get it that way round. That's going over those 2 holes there, just like that. It sort of locks in place, and then these screws with giant washers built into them will hold it securely as well. I'm sure in the coming weeks we'll be getting another one of those for the other side, and we'll get everything together. So that's that one. Tightening down onto there. Nice. There you go. Right, then we have these. We got the big one and the little one. To complete this stage, fix one end of the left hood hinge into the hinge base as shown with a CM screw. I thought there was a screw that we didn't use. Going to need 2 of these in the end. Let's get both of them out. So we've got 1 spare in there. So let's have a look. This is going to go into here somewhere. That moves around. Why does that move around? Did I not tighten it down enough? It felt like I tightened it down, but then I don't know, maybe there's a little bit more to go. There is more to go. It must have been lifted up slightly. So yes, always check and double check. Even that still feels like that's going to move. Quite a lot of meat there on those screws. That's better. I can still go tighter though, I think. That one down. There we go. I can see that moving now. That's not moving anymore. Yeah, every time you do a stage, always go back, make sure things aren't moving and wobbling as they have a tendency to. So this has got a catch in there. Just trying to make out how this works. That goes through there into there, and a CM screw, and one at the end. So let's get a CM screw ready. I've got this going through there and going into there. Going in. Feels like something's happening. Yeah, that's going in. So yeah, we'll get that tightened up as well. This is obviously part of the hinge section that will allow the hood to raise and indeed lower. So that's that there. That goes in and moves, but not easily. So that's cool. Then this piece, which has a shape to it, which we need to make sure we get the right way round. It's got a little curved chamfered edge, which is what we're using, and we're putting that into there. So let's get that through that end hole. and then onto there. Get it on there. Sorry you can't see very much of this, but I shall show you it once I've done it. Obviously I can't just hold it at funny angles while putting that screw in, but it's going into that screw hole on the end there. Like that. Maybe I can do it like this. I can do it a little bit like that. So that goes in there like that. Yeah, I've got that the right way up. And that sort of locks in place down there. Well, it doesn't lock in place, it hinges. I don't know, I've not done the hinging mechanism on any of these models yet, so I don't know exactly how it's going to work. But it's definitely got some movement to it, so I'm sure that's how it's meant to be. Check that both hinges can be lifted, if not loosen the screws. Yep, that's fine. And that is how it should look at the end of this build. It looks just like that with the hook bit there, and that's ready to hinge open and closed. So, yes, it's all gone together into one part, which is lovely. It should all go together into one part. So let's have a look at the rest of the magazine. I can quite safely put that over the top to protect it. While we continue on, after the step-by-step, we have the secret files. Icons of the 80s. Knight Rider was created and produced by Glenn A. Larson. Ran for 90 episodes. There we go. 90 episodes of it. Cool. Title sequence. Yeah, you hear the whoo, and yeah, it just brings back every memory. I'm going to have to start watching this show again, aren't I? And the last page, the character of Michael Knight and Kitt. Why are we getting both of them? Okay. Yeah, a partnership between a human and a robot, even a man and his pet, but could it work with a man and a car? Yes, well, it's a man and a car, which is a robot, sort of. Anyway, so yeah, it did work. Michael and Devon are also an unlikely duo, but yeah, that's fine. That was all good. I like that. I'm very happy to have started this build, so thank you very much again for Fanhome. Stick around. Episode 2, and indeed part 2, will be coming very shortly, so I shall see you soon for that. There are other partworks available on the channel before I get to that, so catch up and see what you've been missing. Thank you for watching, thank you for Fanhome, and I shall see you soon. Bye bye for now.